the more you grow, the more you rise, the more other people are going to try to tear you down. And that is an unfortunate fact of life. That's an unfortunate fact of life. Great way to start. Okay, guys, welcome back. This is episode number 5 of the Thoughts on Travel and Life. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen you last. Happy New Year. Hope you had great holidays. Hope whatever goals you've set for the new year are a couple of days into action and you haven't quit already. There'll be plenty of time for quitting in February, but hold on for that first month at least. This has been a great few days for me. It's been actually a bit of a dream start to the new year. Some of you who follow my channel might have seen this thing that I posted last week about sending postcards from India. If you did watch this video, you'll know that I've entered this contest, a travel bloggers contest, to actually go to India. Shout out to TJ from CupofTJ. She's actually the one whose Facebook feed told me about this contest in the first place. I clicked on it, and I guess the contest had already been going for over a month because the top people have over 1,000 votes. To be considered, you need at least hundreds of votes. I didn't think I could get hundreds of votes. And this has been one of the most remarkable few days of my life. That's no exaggeration. And it all happened because I decided to try anyway. And that's going to be the theme of today's episode. To try. To try to do something that feels out of reach, that feels impossible to you. And the remarkable things that can happen if you choose to try. Before I get into that story, there's one thing I need to do. And that's to update the road to 10K. 2 weeks ago, my subscriber count was at 1229. Since then, it's at 1372. Which means that in the past 2 weeks, I've added about 150 new subscribers, about 10 subscribers a day. And that, for me, is incredible. If you're new here, if you're old here, whatever it is, thank you for spending the time here. I truly appreciate it. And where this story begins is with the will to try something that seems impossible. And the person who gave me my very first vote was Nari, my girlfriend. She gave me a vote, and then I shared it a couple places on the internet. Told a few people about it, and then I was up to about 30 or 40 votes, but I was still feeling very pessimistic. This was after a day or maybe day and a half. I just felt I didn't have the resources to get enough votes. And that got me thinking very negatively because I thought, well, I've had this YouTube channel for a year now, and I've been blogging I'm in my 3rd year now, and I've spent so many countless hours building this audience. But if I don't have an audience that can get me a few hundred votes to get to India, like what have I built? What have I truly done here? And I started to think very negative for a moment. But Nari helped drag me out of that. She said, Dan, if you are in this contest, you need to be in to win. Why would you think that way? I voted for you. You need to win. I think that really triggered something inside of me that made me think, I do need to win. And even if I don't actually win, I need to try to win. I need to fully commit to this. And if I fail having fully committed, I can sleep at night. But if I just sign up and get Nari and a couple of buddies who see the one Facebook post I do about it to vote, and then that's it, I'll never be the person I could have been. I'll always wonder, what would have happened if I went to India? Those stories I could have told with you guys. What could that have done for my channel? What could that have done for my audience? What could that have done for me, for the world, for anyone, right? What could have happened? Those doors never open until you push hard enough. So I had to push harder, and I had to do my very best here. So I did what I always do when I don't know quite what to do. I made a video. I have a chance to go to India, but I need your help. I made a video about India, and I told people exactly what I would do. I'm going to send out 20 postcards from India to random people who have voted for me.
Check it out, y'all.
I just thought about myself in that position. What would make me want to vote for a stranger? And I put this all in a video and I shared it on Facebook. And once I'd shared it on Facebook, something interesting happened. Something I never could have expected, really. First of all, people started to share it. And people started to share it who I hadn't talked to in a long time. And I'm telling you guys, that really means a lot It's these small gestures when someone else needs it the most. People don't forget those. And at this point, I had maybe a couple hundred votes. Like I was getting momentum. Things were growing. It was looking a lot more optimistic than the day before. Because first I'd asked, my friends, my family. Then I'd asked my communities, the readers on my blog, of course, the viewers of my YouTube channel. I'd asked the people who'd been following me for a while. But it didn't seem like enough. And I knew that I didn't have the audience that some of these big bloggers had. And I felt like I wasn't going to make it. And then things got really interesting. And when things got really interesting was when I made a comment on a photo by Humans of New York. And if you don't know Humans of New York, it's this Facebook page that tells fascinating stories through photojournalism. Goes around New York and just asks people about their life, and they share these incredible stories. And it has millions of readers from around the planet. And I just had a comment that rose to the top, and I knew that this comment was going to be read by a lot of people all over. I knew that I had this video that I truly wanted to share that could change my life. And I had this video and I had this comment, and I just thought, I don't know if people are going to react nicely to this. I don't know what they're going to think, but I need to try. I need to try to connect these two. So with the comment, I just left a little edit saying, okay, I've been hesitating to write this, but I know Humans of New York can change lives, so I've got to try. Right now, you all have a real chance to change mine. I ask only that you take a moment to read the top post on my timeline. It could send me to the other side of the world. Happy 2017 to you all. I didn't know what was going to happen. I honestly had to go away from my computer for 30 minutes because I thought I'm going to come back to a bunch of hate comments and people are going to be like, oh, you're such a dork talking about your own needs on this picture. Like, what? I don't know. I was playing all the worst case scenarios in my mind. But then something weird happened and I started to get some votes. And I started to get some comments of people who voted telling me where they voted from. Like all these things saying voted from Scotland, voted from Oregon, voted from Dublin, voted from New Zealand. And Indians telling me, welcoming me to their country. And all these people who were reading this post who saw this easy opportunity to change my life and decided collectively to change my life. And I went from a couple hundred votes, and it was growing. I don't want to undercredit the people who were my friends who voted for me, because it was growing, and I might have had a chance, but this opportunity that I took made it real. My faith was in the crowd. I was jumping into this crowd of strangers and giving them my life, and to make this seemingly impossible thing actually happen. And then the votes started to come in, and by the next morning, I was in first place. And I currently have 2,817 votes. I would say at least 2,000 of those came directly from Humans of New York. A lot of strangers helped share my video too. And as my friends started to see the momentum this was getting, I got a whole lot more comments and shares from my friends too, which was awesome. But that was after Humans of New York triggered it, because it just got more attention on Facebook, and it's been shared dozens of times. The video itself has been viewed about 20,000 times. And it's just incredible the way this happens. And all these people are wishing me good luck, and I want to make a video as this was happening or the very next day, but it was just too much. I didn't have any words, and I still don't have very many words to explain what this means. The contest isn't over, and technically it's not decided yet, but I'm in a very good position to go to India just based on the generosity of strangers. And I can't believe it. I have all these warm-hearted messages. I had people saying, if you come to Mumbai, I'll show you around Mumbai. I have all this joy, all this optimism to begin the new year. And I thought this would be a short episode. It's turning into a very long one, but I'll try to wrap it up with a nice bow by saying this. I had to try to go to India. And I had to try not only in a superficial way, but with everything I had. I had to message friends. I had to message people who reacted very kindly. Some people did not react very kindly. I had to reach out to my audience and ask for help in a way that's also uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to ask for anything on the internet, but I had to do that over and over and over. And finally, I had to connect the dots and see that if my friends and family can't get me there, maybe strangers can. And when I asked my family to help, I got a little bit of the way. When I asked my friends and my audience to help, I got a little bit of the way. But when I asked strangers to help, that's when something really incredible happened. And I invite you all to think about ways in this new year that strangers can help you if you take the time to ask. And also, don't forget those people who support you and bring you up when you feel down. Because if Nari hadn't given me that first vote, and if she hadn't looked me in the eyes and say, no, you're in this contest, you have to win, I don't think I could have actually gone through with what I went through with. There are people who will hold you up, and you need to find those people and get them in your life. If you're feeling alone, if you feel like there's no one to support you, you need to find these people online or in the real world, and you need to surround yourself with them, with positive people who can truly help you out when you need it. I'm still in shock by the way this has all gone down. I'm actually like dreaming of India now, and I don't know. I still can't tell you guys that I'm going because I have this fear that something's going to go wrong. I even had someone on Twitter who accused me of buying votes, and that robbed me of a couple hours of sleep because I was so angry about that comment. I was so angry. Like, they could have just asked. This person made a fake account and started telling people how my votes were rising so quick I must have paid for people to vote. Yeah, they could have just asked, and I would have told them what actually happened. But the more you grow, the more you rise, the more other people are going to try to tear you down. And that is an unfortunate fact of life that we all need to deal with sometimes. But don't ever be afraid to rise. And don't ever be afraid to ask for help because you think some people will mock you or not understand what you're doing, because that says more about them than it says about you. Do you hear me? That says more about them than it says about you. They're afraid of something. They never went for something in life. They never truly reached their full potential, so they don't want to see anyone reach their full potential. That's what a hater is. I'm going to leave you with a quote, then I'm going to get out of here. This is a quote by Mark Twain. I am an old man and have known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened. Interesting thought, huh? Interesting thought. You know, as we begin a new year and we think about 2016 and how so many people said 2016 is the worst year ever, fuck 2016, all that shit. Just remember, we're all still here, and only you can decide what 2017 is going to be. It's not up to the media. It's not up to anyone but you. A week ago, I felt I had no chance to do a major trip this year because I'm in, not a financial situation to back that at all. But now I have a chance to go to India. And it all happened because I asked. And it all happened because of you guys too. Every single one of you who took the chance to vote. I can't even explain what that means to me. I mean, you've changed my life. Even without the trip, just the fact that there's an audience out there who cares that much. Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot. As always, guys, I'm Dan from The New Travel, wishing you an awesome 2017, and I will see you next week.